Welcome to Fine Furniture. I'm Sandra Carr, Program Leader and Instructor of the program. I'm a Red Seal cabinet maker joiner, and I've been teaching for Camosun for about 15 years, the last 3 full-time as instructor of the program. I was a student of the program, 96-97, and worked, co-ran a small bespoke furniture company until I transitioned to teaching full-time. So I'm going to show you the shop. The shop in general is kind of divided in half, and on one side we have most of our machine tools, and then on the other side here we have all our benches. So every student gets their own bench for the full 10 months with a full complement of hand tools that they get to use and maintain. And then we have a tool crib down the end of the shop with all of the common tools that students have access to. It's kind of starting from the beginning of the process that we would use in the shop. We've got storage for both lumber and sheet goods. So down this end of the shop is our solid wood storage, and a nice big beautiful radial arm saw for doing all of our rough cutting. And we receive material fairly regularly from local suppliers and project to project. So we do our rough breakout here, and then we've got 3 table saws for doing all manner of joinery. We've got 2 jointers, 3 band saws, 3 drill presses, so we're really well equipped with all of the sort of standard woodworking equipment that you would kind of expect in a shop. For plywood and sheet goods, we have a really great 10-foot sliding panel saw, which you will definitely find in industry for cutting up sheet goods, and then storage for that material at the back of the shop because it's easy to receive and process. So our students get a chance to work on some of the smaller, maybe more common woodworking equipment like the cabinet saws, but then also we have the bigger industrial equipment as well. Kind of try and group things together for efficiency. So we have sanding machines here. So we have a nice 24-inch wide belt sander, and then disc sander, spindle sander, a few other bits and pieces. One of my favorite pieces of equipment in the shop is this bandsaw right here. This is a nice big Laguna resaw bandsaw that we use for doing some specialty work like cutting our own veneers. So most people think of the bandsaw for just cutting little curved pieces, but we use it for a lot more than that. In this corner, we've got 2 really great lathes with excellent tooling, so students get a chance to jump on lathes. And we focus on turning furniture parts mostly, although there's a lot of fun little bowls and other types of projects that get made, but we use it to turn components for some of our set projects, and also like little knobs and things for tables and that sort of work. One of the unique things about this program is that we're teaching skills that are used for those that want to go out and work and perhaps do an apprenticeship, but just as much we're teaching techniques and skills that those that maybe want to go out and be self-employed, which was the path that I chose, would take. If you want to have a small shop and build one piece at a time and be an artisan, a craftsperson, you're going to get just as much of that as you are, say, commercial spray finishing. And here is our tool crib. Which is very well stocked. And we've got all the common tools, so portable power tools, as well as common hand tools, so specialty hand planes, just all the bits and pieces. There's an incredible array of sort of small specialty tools that are required in furniture making, and this is where they're kept. Upstairs we have a classroom, which is great because we're right above the shop. So we're able to go back and forth pretty easily, and again we're the only ones that use the classroom, so it's well set up for us with digital projector. Each student has their own drafting table upstairs that's theirs for the year. One of the really unique things about this program compared to maybe some of the other trades programs is we layer on this really strong design component. We're a trades program, we're learning skills, but we're also learning how to do design work and create our own, like, really artistic craft products. In term 1, we jump in with all of the basics of learning hand tools, basically on day one we start with hand tools, and then portable power tools and all of the stationary equipment. And I'd like to say that term one is all the basics, but we jump pretty quickly into more advanced furniture making techniques. For example, this stool is one of our term one projects. This was the prototype that I made. And what I wanted to do, I'm always trying to integrate as many different areas of the trade as possible. So we've got basic machining processes in this, but then also things that aren't maybe quite so beginner, like 3-wedge tenon joinery. And then an upholstered seat. So in addition to sort of the solid kind of woodworking, I'm trying to bring in things like more upholstery projects. So this seat is made of bent laminated plywood, which then gets upholstered in term two. So there's a real integration of the curriculum from term to term. Our second term, we basically continue on with what we did in term one, but really amped up. So we do more advanced furniture making techniques, such as steam bending, bent lamination work, a lot more cabinet work. So we cover both modern cabinet making that you would do in industry, but also fine cabinet making, solid wood, that sort of work. And throughout the entire program, we really are focusing on learning not just how to make the parts stick together, but how to plan for that. So commercial practices, so doing cutting lists and cutting plans, and estimating and keeping track of your time and production paths, as well as designing our own work. So because we're in such a digital age and industry has gone this way, we start in on term one in October learning CAD. So CAD is computer-aided design and modeling, so that's brought in really early so that the students get up and going, and then they're able to use that, not just learning it for its own sake, but as a tool to design their work for the rest of the program, which they find pretty helpful. And then our third term is our capstone project. So that's where the students take all that they've learned in term one and two and put it together. And that, for the last quite a few years, has been a seating project. So they design the project in term two, and then in term three, they actually get to build it. And they don't just build it, but they mount an exhibition at one of our local galleries and do all of the marketing. We're training people to be working. If you want to go work at a shop, do your apprenticeship, absolutely, this is the program for you. If you want to start your own business, this is also the program for you, because you will get that experience of building your own web portfolio, for example. That's one of our term three projects, and mounting an exhibition, and basically selling yourself and learning how to cost your work, and just all those little bits and pieces throughout the whole program. We really bring that in together.